So what's up everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. Yeah, anyway, so if you recall, in our very first episode we were trying to get acquainted with the game and understand it better and learn how to fix cars. And since that time I've been taking some odd jobs, and because of that I've been leveling up, as you can see here, and I've acquired a little bit more skills, such as being able to kind of turn bolts faster and move parts around faster. But now I'm at a level that I could actually expand the garage, so I wanted to wait until this video to do so. And let's take a look at what happens if we expand the garage. So now we're at level 4, and wow, look at this. Can I use this generator? I guess not. I guess I could use this bench. Okay, well, this is interesting. The garage is a lot bigger, and I'm gonna have to figure out what this bench is used for, but I'll do that offline. What I want to do is to continue to level up, because I guess it takes quite a few levels to get to the point where you could actually access the junkyard. And so what I wanted to do is keep on working on these cars. Now you see that royal crown at the top. It's blue. One of these days I would like to work on that, but right now I don't want to, because of the fact that I guess it doesn't give you a list of parts to fix according to this information here. And so although I got an idea of what needs to be fixed in that car, I don't want to go to it until I get a bit more familiar with this game. Okay, anyway, so here we have another car that has a few more suspension areas that I need to work on. So let's move this over. No, that's not the one that I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Let's move this over to our car lifter, as we have here. And let's see what we need to fix in this car. So since it's the suspension type area and the steering rack, I should say, and the tie rods, I think we need to go underneath the car. So let's lift this car all the way up. And I've gotten used to how to use this lift, so that's pretty good. And yeah, I've been working on this car, or cars, a little bit, so I've gotten a little bit familiar with what to do. So again, we're looking at the diagnostic area, and you can see all the things in red that we need to replace. So there seems to be a sway bar. There's the steering rack over in the middle there. And then it looks like it's the left side, no, the right side I should say, that has the steering rods, or the tie rods, that I need to replace. So let's start working on this right away and take off this tire. So this is really a fun game if you really like to think like you want to work on cars without being able to. Oh, I forgot to get rid of some of the stuff from the last job that I took. So let me do that so that I don't get confused with what parts I need to buy. Yeah, anyway, so this is one of those games where it's for players who always wanted to work on cars but really can't work on cars, because that's actually a lot more difficult than just sitting here pressing the mouse button. But it's definitely an interesting game, and it's a little bit educational because you get some idea of what some of these things consist of. So let me see, I need to get at the sway bar, and for that let me see. No, I can't remove that, so I gotta remove this thing. I forgot what that's called. I don't know what's that called. I'll just call it things. Everything that I'll point to I'll call a thing, unless I know what it is, because I don't want to sit around and try to figure out what it is for the moment. Eventually I think I'll play the game long enough that I'll get some idea of what they are. Oh, there's a bushing that I also need to replace as well, I guess. Or, yeah, whatever. Here's another thing that, the same thing on the other side. Okay, there we go. And that's the sway bar. Oh, I was able to remove the sway bar. Good, good. And let's see. Well, there seems to be a lot of rusted parts, including what I think is the steering. No, it's the front drive shaft. I thought that was the steering rod, but it's the front drive shaft. Well, whatever it is, it needs to be replaced. And to be able to do that, I think I have to remove a few other things, as I mentioned before. And so let's start looking into that. But in the beginning, let me just look at these parts. I don't want to take off too many things all at once and then can't figure out what I need to replace. So let me start looking at what I have already taken off and see what I need to replace. So from what it seems like, I only need to look for the sway bar. So sway bar is, I think it's in the S section. But I'm not exactly sure how this is arranged. And let's see if I could find it. It's definitely none of this stuff. And oh, okay, here we go. Front sway bar and front sway bar B. I have no idea. It says front sway bar, not B. So I presume we don't go for the B one. We just go for this guy over here. And so let me just look at this. Okay, yeah, I think this is the one that I need to get. Well, we'll find out. I mean, if it tells me that I don't have the right part, then definitely I will be in trouble, because I'll probably eventually spend more money than I actually get from the customer. Okay, in any case, let's see if I could put that sway bar back in. There we go. Yeah, it works. Okay, so it was the right part. And let's start putting this in. I may need to remove some of this stuff again later if I go after some of these other parts, but again, I don't want to take off too many things right now until I get more used to the game. So I'm gonna put this back on and pretend like that was never broken, because now it's already fixed. Okay, good. Good. Well, that's a little bit done. At least we got one thing replaced, which for me is pretty good, considering my limited ability in being able to work on cars. So now I'm gonna start working on the removing the brakes so that I could get at this thing. I forgot what this thing is called. Okay. Okay, so can I get that off now? I guess not. I guess we need to go to the other side and do the same thing with the brakes over here and remove all these things. The brake things. Not to be confused with the suspension things. And the brake pad things and the disc thing and whatever else. Okay, so we're at this thing again, and so let's remove that thing. And now we can go at the drive shaft, which I know the name of, so I don't have to call it a thing. Okay, let's see now. We have parts that are floating in the air, I think, over by the car. Yes, we've already got that thing. Oh yeah, this thing really needs to be replaced. So let's go see if we can replace that thing. Okay. Is that a transmission thing? I'm not sure if that's a transmission thing. Maybe it's not a transmission thing. Sorry, I'm just looking around to see what it is. Let me just look at it again. Okay, so it says front drive shaft 4x4. And when I looked at the transmission section, I saw only a front drive shaft B and a C. So I guess maybe it's not in the transmission section. Okay, so is it in suspension then? Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, I don't know why the 4x4 is in that area. And the, well, I'm not going to ask. So long as I can find it, that's good. Okay, so let me, no, I don't want to do that. What do I want to do? There, that's what I want to do. Okay, let me put that back in. Where is it? There it is. See, that's the nice thing about this game. You could just, from any angle, almost insert it. A lot of times, well, almost the difficulty is trying to get into these weird contortions so that you could actually get these parts out. Okay, so let's put the front drive axle. I guess that's what it's called. I will still call it a thing because it's a little bit easier to mention. So let's put the thingy back in this side as well. No, that's not what I want to do. I still don't have the controls down well, and I'm gonna have to figure that out a little bit better, but at least we're getting there. Front drive axle C. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I always knew that that's what it was called. Okay, so what else? We have a lot more rusty parts. That's the outer tie rod. And that should be the inner tie rod over here. Do we need to replace anything over here? That one isn't rusty. Do I need to take that off? Well, let's take it off anyway. I think I need to take that off to take the steering rack off. So let's remove all of this stuff. Yeah, so I guess that's the steering rack. I mistook the drive shaft for the steering rack. And that other thing is the steering rack. Whereas the thing that we replaced was the drive shaft. Okay, and that's the thing right now that I took out was the inner tie rod. And we also took out the steering rack. So we got a lot of things to replace. The one inner tie rod, one outer tie rod, and one steering rack. Okay. Yeah. I hope I know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing, but let's keep on going and pretending like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see if I could find the parts. Is that it? Yeah, that's the outer tie rod. Okay, so let's get that. So where's the inner tie rod? Where is the inner tie rod? It's not up there. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. There we go. I think we got the right thing. I hope we got the right thing. Okay, so we still need a steering rack. So let's look for the steering rack. You know, I get all these veteran mechanics all know what these parts are, so their videos are gonna be like, oh yeah, let's fix this car, and it probably would have been fixed by now. Much easier than what I'm doing, but for me, I gotta do it one little step at a time. Okay, so the steering rack is in. Look how I placed it. That was a professional job right there. Okay. Look at the ease and how I'm putting all these parts back. It's like I'm a master at mechanics. Okay, a master of nothing. But let me continue on. Outer tie rod. Here we go. And let's screw that in. Or whatever. And we'll put the other pieces in on this side as well. There. Now let's put the brakes back on together. Okay, good. Okay. 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 There. And let's look at this side. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Let's put the brakes back on again. Okay, yes. Yes, yes. Put the brake calipers on. And put the wheels on. Okay, there. Are we finished? Let's take a look. Wow, we definitely don't have any extra parts except for the ones that we replaced. And that's usually a good sign, because if you find something that isn't damaged, completely damaged, then you know that you forgot to put something back in. And look at that! I think we replaced everything. Okay, so let's complete this. There! Wow! So we did a good job. Oh, well, I'm not sure. Actually, there was those bushings, but for some reason, I was able to finish the job without the bushings, and they weren't in the list. So maybe that's an okay thing. I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's do one more quick one. Is there any quick ones that I can do? Poor brake performance. That sounds good. Yeah, let's do that one. I think that's just the usual brake calipers and pads, and then we'll do this one, and then I think we'll call it a day, because I'm getting very confused over which thing is the right thing, and I've definitely am not sure if I left a few things that I needed to fix in the previous car. So definitely gonna have to continue to work on getting all of this right. Customer service, absolute customer satisfaction, right? Okay, so ABS pump, and I think it was brake pads. Okay, so the ABS pump is back here. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's back here somewhere. How come I can't find it? Where are you, ABS pump? You should be around here somewhere. How come I can't find you? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, you were hiding up here. So I gotta take the ABS module off. Anti-brake lock system. Yeah. Or another name for it is the brake thing. Wow, that's an expensive piece. Okay, so we're gonna make a decent amount of money from this guy, which is good. Okay, so let's see if we can put that back in again. And the nice thing is even if you don't know where you actually took it off from, it'll give you some idea, because it'll kind of highlight it here. So all you have to do is kind of look for that empty area where it's telling you to put the thing back. There we go. Okay, so there it is, over on the left hand side. Yeah, put the module back on. And look at that. Look at that. We're becoming a master mechanic. We were able to swap out the ABS system in just a matter of minutes. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of all these parts, because I don't want to get confused with the parts that I replaced now versus the parts that I replaced in the previous car, and end up accidentally ordering something that I don't need to. Okay, brake pads. So which one? Which tire? Which tire? Or which wheel? Hey, we hit the jackpot. We got it right the first time. Okay, so let's take the wheels off. I don't seem to be able to... Oh, I know why. I need to lift the car. I need to lift the car. See, this game is smarter than I am. So it's like, dude, you have no idea how to fix cars, do you? Lift the car before you take the tires off, or to take the wheels off. and stop calling everything a thing. And I'm like, sorry, game. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm sorry, game. I won't be able to do that. Okay, so brake pads. Let's take that off, and I think we're okay. So let's swap out the brake pads. Yeah, it was pretty worn down. He was gonna smash into a wall if he kept on using those pads, or at least it would make a bunch of squeaking noises. Okay. Put it back in again. Go back to mounting mode. And use the right brake pads, not the used ones. And let's put the calipers back in. And put the wheels back on. Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely getting a little bit better hang of all the situations. So, are we done? Hey, we're done! Okay, so let's move the car to the entrance. Like some professional mechanic. And then let's tell them that we're done. Hey, $1,484. That's not bad for a few minutes work. And so yeah, I think we're slowly starting to get some hang of it. So yeah, I think we'll call this episode done. And we'll continue on. I'm going to continue to work on some cars offline and then see if I can level up. And then eventually, I think in the next video, we'll try to work after that Royal Crown or whatever that is. But in any case, it was a pleasure to make this video for you, and thank you very much for watching it. We'll continue on with Car Mechanic Simulator or Simulation or whatever 2018. And I hope you join us in the future. If you have any comments, please post them in the comment section below. And until the next episode, we wish you all the best. And as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.